time. If you want to start, go ahead.
Justin, thinking back to your freshman year, you guys playing an Iowa State team that nobody really gave you a shot against. You had a kind of whole week to prepare for that. What was that week of prep like, and is this weekend at all similar to that to you?
Yeah, similar in a way. You know, we kind of got the memo that everybody's counting us out. Coaches kind of gave us that message. Not that you had to, we kind of understood that, but you know, preparation's been good. We've been in pretty hard practice. You know, just taking it one day at a time. And, you know, the main thing for us is just to come out and be a more tougher team and more competitive team. We take care of those two things, we'll be all right.
What is it like when you have a week to prepare for the NCAA tournament like this, where you lose early in the Big Ten tournament, you have a little bit extra time? What is that? What is that like? What are you able to accomplish with that time?
Yeah, it was nice. You know, we played Friday, so we had, you know, a couple off days in there just to let our bodies, you know, recover. Just got some skill work in. So it was good. Feel like guys are, you know, fully energized, ready to roll. Felt like we had good energy in practice yesterday. And, you know, we're just looking to continue, you know, preparing the right way today and tomorrow to make sure we're our best version of ourselves on Friday.
For Cedric, obviously your first NCAA tournament game, is this, you know, the moment you came to Ohio State for, and what does it feel like going into this moment here?
For sure, man. Came here to play, you know, big games like this, and you know, this is definitely, you know, something that's, you know, off the checklist. You know, it's still, you know, the same preparation, the same, you know, mindset going into it, and like I say, like Justin said, man, just, you know, staying ready to be more competitive team when the time comes.
And for Justin, how much do you think about last year's, you know, first round game coming into this game? Is any part of you guys as a team, you know, think about rectifying that this year, or is that not something you really think about at all?
Oh yeah, but it's been on our mind since, you know, the day it happened. That was history, so, you know, it was something we were working, you know, we had in mind when we were working all last summer, you know, throughout the whole season. You know, so we're excited to get out there on Friday and, you know, cut loose and just leave it all out there.
For either one of you, been watching Loyola, especially the way they play Illinois, Louisville, some of the 10 guys. Looks like they make you guard for a while, maybe more than you want to guard. What's kind of the challenge in that, playing a team that's going to try to make you guard for 30 minutes?
Yeah, and like I kind of, you know, said earlier, you know, all the X's and O's are great, but you know, when time comes down to it, we got to be, you know, more tough team, more competitive team for full 40 minutes. If we handle that, you know, we'll deliver results. So I think that's, you know, that's the biggest challenge for us. And, you know, we've been facing all year. We haven't put a full 40-minute effort together. 5 guys that are on the floor being tough and competitive. So if we handle that, we'll be just fine.
Cedric, I know you weren't a part of this team last year, but how much have you heard about that tournament loss last year and throughout the season, just kind of seeing guys use that as fuel?
Enough, and you know, even though, you know, like I said, I wasn't a part of it last year, I am this year, and I'm willing to take the legacies of those guys. So you know, whatever I can do to, you know, help us not repeat that, you know, and go out this foot forward, that's all I'm willing to do.
How did you guys come out of the Penn State game? The coach afterwards said he felt like you guys did have some nice moments. I know the result wasn't what you wanted, but you know, you sort of went there just wanted to get to a place where you were playing better. Did you feel like you guys did play better in that game than you had in the previous, you know, 3 or 4?
You know, I wouldn't necessarily say that. You know, like Coach said, we had some good moments. You know, we had some good connected moments, you know, where the team was working as a full unit. But, you know, we watched film, cut up, you know, all the good clips and all the back clips and, you know, learn from both ends of the deal ultimately. I wouldn't say we prepared how we wanted to prepare, or we didn't play how we wanted to play in the Big Ten tournament. You know, obviously we came up short. You know, but on the bright side, it was nice to get, you know, some time off, you know, get our legs back. Because the last, you know, quarter of the season was a grind for us, especially in the Big Ten.
What's it like this year to just have like a sort of like normal prep for the tournament? Like you have to come back home and like sleep in your own beds and watch film in your own building and practice in your own building, as opposed to last year where you just never left any campus.
Yeah, it was weird last year, man. That was an experience I'll never forget. We were in JW Marriott for like 3 weeks, so it was like we got done with the Big Ten tournament, lost in overtime to Illinois. Everybody's heartbroken. Like we really wanted to win that one. We had a day off, and then we went. You know, had to just walk to the convention center, practice. You had like an hour to practice. There was stiff floors and all that, you know, good stuff. And then come back, watch film. You know, so it's totally different. But you know, at the end of the day, the goal's still the same. So, you know, we just got to take it one day at a time, prepare the right way. So, like I said earlier, we're the best version of ourselves on Friday.
Cedric, you said that preparation doesn't change heading into it, or it hasn't felt like different or things like that. Is there more weight though? I mean, having never been a part of an NCAA tournament, like, does this feel different for you? You know, is there more weight attached to the game that's coming, or what is that like for you?
I mean, for sure, it all get multiplied when it's win or go home. So definitely, the approach, it's like it's magnified. But like I said, you can't really get ahead of yourself. At the end of the day, it's still the same 40-minute game. And you just have to, take advantage of each possession more. Everything's mattered that much more. That's what I mean about it. I'm not saying it's like it's just another game, because at the end of the day, it's either we're gonna advance or we don't. So that's the approach and the mindset going into it. But not to get too far ahead of yourself, and just take it as another game, and and go out and put your best foot forward.
And Justin, obviously there's a few players with you who have never played in the NCAA tournament, and I'm curious. I mean, when someone asks you, okay, what is it like to play at the big dance in March Madness, things like that, is there a moment that comes to mind? Is there a game or like an instance that you're like, okay, this is my best descriptor for what playing in the NCAA tournament is like?
I wouldn't really say a moment. I know my freshman year was a great feeling, advancing to the round of 32, beating Iowa State, but we've always told the guys this is the best time of the year. This is everything you sacrifice for. No matter what seed you are, no matter if you're predicted to win or not, anything's possible. So, it's the best time of the year. And to say there was a moment, that I got, I would say beating Iowa State, but, we got some big goals this year, so hopefully we can go accomplish them.
For any of you guys, on the radio show on Monday, both Coach Holman and Coach Peden were talking about trusting the pass more, and that's something that you guys have been lacking the last couple of weeks. What does that mean to you guys? When they tell you that you need to trust the pass more, what does that look like?
Really, not trying to force it. Trusting the one more pass, and having faith as a team that we're gonna make the shot or make the next right play. And not necessarily make the shot, but just really not trying to force it, and like I say, just trusting your teammate to take advantage of the next play, and really just put the team in the best position to win.
Malaki, what's the excitement level for your first NCAA tournament game?
It's up there. I'm very excited. I'm here from St. Mary. Winning is kind of all we've been known. So I'm just excited to help this team out, and hopefully we can put some games together to win. So.
Before you came in here, we were talking to these guys about last year and some of the, I don't want to call them failures, but the losses in the tournament. You weren't a part of that, but I'm sure you were aware, being a kid here. What's your kind of motivation to help prevent that this time around?
Like Cedric said, really just take every possession. It matters. Like every possession matters. So we just got to take that one step at a time, one possession at a time, and if we do that, we're gonna be in good shape.
Malaki, did you come through the Penn State game? Obviously, went down with the ankle early. You were able to shake it off. Did that affect you throughout the game?
No, not really. I kind of broke my ankle a couple times, so it wasn't as bad. But I pushed through.
The question I asked Cedric for both of you guys about like trusting the next pass and all of the things. Where do you think that's gone in the last couple of weeks? Have you felt that as being an issue? Is that something that this week in practice maybe let's work on a little bit?
I wouldn't really say it's been an issue. I think the biggest thing is just kind of lets the other team off the hook. And you're not making the other team guard like they're making us guard. It definitely takes an effect on the game. It changes the pace of the game. So it's something that's got to be a part of us and who we are these weeks coming forward. Because in the tournament, like they said, every possession matters. So we got to get a shot on goal. Obviously, you can't turn the ball over. But just getting good looks, whether they go in or not, as long as you're taking good looks and making the other team work, we'll be in good shape.
For Malaki, Williamson for them is the two-time reigning Defensive Player of the Year in that conference. What stands out to you about him as a defender, and how much are you looking forward to that matchup?
Really, like you said, he's a two-time defender of the year, so it's definitely going to be
much have you thought about your future kind of after, you know, this tournament run here? Because I know a lot of people are thinking, you know, what you might do after the season. Have you put any thought into that?
No, I haven't. I'm thinking about winning, and then when the season is over, whenever that is, hopefully it's in April, the first week of April, and yeah, just I'm not thinking about that right now.
Malaki, you caught, I think, a lot of people's attention with your ability to score this year, but I'm wondering how you feel like you've played on the other end of the floor, and just kind of what you learned about what it takes to be a consistent good defender at this level.
Yeah, so defensive side, I'm still working. Still trying to get better at masking, especially my off the ball awareness. My on the ball defense has been gotten a little better. You know, I still got improvement. Still got to improve on that. But I feel like I just got to work in practice every day, and I think I'll be good.
One more over here with Colin.
For any of you, one of the things that Ryan Peden said on the radio was that this team is very, very similar to, say, you know, it's like Big Ten light almost. Like it's kind of like they bring a lot of Big Ten tendencies. And I'm curious, do you guys see the same thing? And kind of what does that mean to you when you see a team that has a little bit of Big Ten tendencies?
Yeah, I mean, you could say that definitely. They're a tough team. You know, they compete every possession. They guard. They're active on defense. You know, they get steals. Like Adam said, they make you guard for a while. So it's very much a Big Ten like game. So I think, you know, that plays in our hands because we've been playing Big Ten teams all year.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, like I've been saying, the biggest thing for us is we got to be, you know, a tougher team, more competitive team. When the ball tips Friday at 12:15, we enter that, you know, we'll be just fine.
Thanks, Bill.